Okay, so my overall justification for this debate is the fact that there is not enough being done for women and men, women in particular when it comes to the topic of sexual assault and rape. So many women deal with this problem in their work environment and on a daily basis, and I just believe that we are in this time era where the change is needed. How many more women really need to get assaulted before we do something about it? So the overall justice system isn't doing anything to help the matter that is at hand, and I think they felt the pressure of the past 4 years to make an effort to change. They have made efforts. For example, they have created better rape kits for women for testing purposes, and made the attempt to make it easier on women to file lawsuits. These are all great things, but there are loopholes that haven't been considered that have easily been sought out, especially in the work environment. So really, has progress even been made? Employers put in place non-disclosure agreements, which is how abusers get away with their disgusting actions. So I think it's our job to put up a fight for the fact that something needs to be done to prevent this from happening. In addition to this, I think that it's important to take this seriously, especially movements like the Me Too movement, which can provide information to people who don't know what it's like to be raped or sexually assaulted, and it offers an outlet for people to really express their painful experiences and to fight for justice that they deserve. So just by doing this, we can make a transformation in the justice system itself. So this issue has been something that society has known about and struggled with gaining attention and support for in the past few years. In the past, women were often silenced and looked down upon if you wanted to open up about sexual assault and their past painful experiences. It made women look weak, especially men who were also raped or assaulted. It was just never discussed or brought up in the justice system. So within the past few years, though, that started to change. That's kind of started to change with the Me Too movement, which is where we are currently. This is just creates more of an awareness for the problem and for women standing together against the justice system. This has all kind of happened in the last few years with a few powerful women that helped create this. Was Aly Raisman. She was an Olympic medalist, and Salma Hayek, which is an actress. They just come together to discuss their personal stories and show women that it is possible to make a change if we all stand together. So women after women join to tell their story, and it just calls more attention to the justice system, pushing them to make an important decision about this issue. So I personally understand that matters have been taken into the hands of the justice system, and they have made some really great strides, don't get me wrong. Like I mentioned earlier, they've created better rape kits for women and just made it easier for them to file lawsuits against their abusers. I don't really think that solves the whole problem. Also, something else that I need to keep in mind is that I have to consider that there's only so much that the justice system can do for this matter, that they can't always catch all the loopholes that are thrown their way. However, yes, there has been changes, but I feel like there hasn't been enough to protect women like there should be. So just to kind of support this statement, I just want to emphasize that there are loopholes in the system still, and this is not going to stop men from sexually harassing women and getting away with it. They've been doing it, and they're going to keep doing it. If we don't raise any awareness and change the justice system, then work environments are still going to be really troubling and scary for women, especially when there's loopholes with these non-disclosure agreements. So just to take a look at the statistics, 1 in 5 women will be a victim of rape in their lifetime, and for men it's 1 in 71. The number for women is extremely high, and followed with the fact that 90% of these rapes will never, ever be reported. So this just proves that the justice system hasn't really done enough to prevent the problem, nor create a safe environment for women to feel comfortable enough to report this issue. Something else I have to consider is whether or not the justice system has control over this problem. I think that this problem is totally in their hands, that this is something that is serious and needs to be taken care of. So my reason for saying this is just because there's cases like the Bill Cosby case, where there was multiple cases that women had reported regarding sexual assault and rape against him, and nothing was ever done for it. Reports and lawsuits against him were just totally swept under the rug and just labeled unimportant. And so it's just how many more women need to get hurt before the justice system really does anything about it? And in this case, it's just way too many. And the justice system could have prevented more women from being victims by this man. However, they just let them pile up, the reports pile up, and just let everything go. That just kind of goes to show how unfair the justice system is for and against women. It just kind of makes women feel like they're never going to be able to come out on top, especially against like super powerful men like Bill Cosby. This is the exact reason why women are going to remain silent about their allegations, knowing that there's no chance of winning a case against someone like him. Also, just to show this issue is something of serious matter, just take a look at like the Me Too movement that has sparked so much controversy and has been used as a platform for so many women. This just shows how serious this matter really is. If this wasn't a serious issue, then there wouldn't be thousands of people coming together, standing up against violent men, and an unfair justice system. If this wasn't a serious issue, this wouldn't be happening. The justice system may not understand the significance of this issue. However, movements such as the Me Too movement, they really do. They've pointed out that the workplace harassment is indeed a big deal, and so they've just kind of taken matters into their own hands and set up organizations and hotlines for women to feel safe. So finally, people may be wondering what can be done to help, if there is even anything. I personally think that these are a few ways you can help. A lot of people say that we should just distance ourselves from the opposite gender, which is totally not at all what we should be doing. That's not going to solve the issue at hand. The only way to fight this issue is to show people how they can really create awareness. What I mean by this is just like educating the youth about the topic and instituting just more discussion about sexism, harassment, and assault more frequently in the early age. I think by creating a more knowledgeable setting, instead of just like distancing amongst the genders, I think just creating a more knowledgeable setting is going to be more helpful. It's just increasing awareness in conversations of sexual assault and rape. I think it's important to just destigmatize the stigma that follows rape and sexual assault. Women are looked down upon for discussing this topic. I just think we need to normalize the whole thing. So just overall, I think that there has been some progress with that of sexual assault and rape, but I really do feel that there needs to be more done for this issue. So to me, I feel that this is something very serious and that society needs to be able to talk about this openly.